Hopefully I'll be live. That'd be nice. A little loud. Ah! Stream is up and running, alright. See if I can get used to this new setup. Come in and join me for the new point-and-click Wednesday game. And that music is quite loud. We'll see how it goes. I think the game is quite as loud. Lock. Hopefully I have a bit cup up and running. It should be fun. Video seems okay. I think everything's coming through alright. Mouse moves, that's good stuff. Alright. Hey Sarvadon. Welcome to the first Broken Sword game. I'm gonna let people come in because as soon as I start up the game, the opening kicks off and it kind of kicks off with a bit of a bang. So we're gonna wait another minute, see if some other people will join in. But yeah, so this was our first Patreon poll because our next main game is gonna be Radiant Dawn either next week or the week after. But we didn't want to have people pay $5 for a poll and then not getting a poll, so it's a choice between Beneath the Steel Sky, Broken Sword, and Sam Max Season 3, and Broken Sword 1-1. It will be fun. I have played this game semi-recently. I played it 6 years ago. I played this is the original version. There is, I think in 2009, a director's cut was released that most people don't like. Not universally disliked, but a lot of people don't like the changes it makes. It adds a few new scenes, but it also takes away some dialogue, some puzzle. So I'm playing the original, because the original is what I played before. And what I may do is at the start of next streams, like the other streams, I may show off some of the additional streams added for the director's version, because I have both. If you buy this version on GOG, you get both the director's cut and the original. I think there's enough time, so I think we'll just go straight into it. So restore is actually this game's way of saying load. So that was my setting up file. If we start, we'll kick off into a new game. So let's roll into Broken Sword, The Shadow of the Templars, which is also known as Circle of Blood in America for some reason. But jump right in. As always, please let me know about sound levels.
Paris in the fall, the last months of the year and the end of the millennium. The city holds many memories for me, of cafes, of music, of love, and of death.
Probably is because no one in America knows what a Templar is. adjust the volume on the fly. I think that's probably a little better. I love this weird effect on the text. Of course, you have your programmers, also helpful in making a game. As the pixel bird flies away. It's slightly strange to have credits at the start. Goodness, that is so very loud. Hopefully it'll calm down in the game. Very bad clown. This is a very, very bad clown. Clown crime. Alright, so yeah, this is our protagonist. It's the Clown's Templar, exactly.
All I could hear was the ceaseless drone of traffic. Life went on around me. But the explosion was to change my life forever.
So the game is quite a bit quieter than the cutscene, so I'm gonna have to adjust the volume on the fly. See how that goes. Traffic? What traffic? Yeah, no, there is no traffic. Alright, so this is George. This is our main character. This is point and click, so yeah. Broken Sword has a bit of a reputation for being a bit of a pixel hunter. It's well deserved. So that, when it does that, that means move. So I can actually go into this burned out bistro or down there. I can also, I think that's use?
I contemplated crawling under the umbrella and pretending none of this had ever happened.
I mean, good click. So that one's pick up. This game is way too old to have traffic, that's indeed. And the magnifying glass is look at. So it automatically changes to whatever it wants to.
I considered climbing the lamppost, but it wasn't going to shed any light on the affair.
Oh, boo! Boo! George, boo! Alright, so that's a pickup, so let's see what this is. Hello, Escape. Welcome to Broken Sword.
The leading article referred to the visit of a Nobel Prize winner from some unpronounceable Eastern European state. That was the only news story. The rest was rumor, gossip, and sensationalism. Then I noticed the writing at the foot of the page. It read Salah ad-Din, 1345.
Alright, I guess we got our first clue. Okay, so our inventory is actually up here. Slightly strange, but you can actually...
It was a Paris daily tabloid newspaper, full of sex, scandal, and sports results.
I love sex, scandals, and sports results. That's what I live for. So if you left-click, you can then use it on things. If you right-click, it looks at it. So let's go over here.
I considered straightening the table, but I figured it best not to disturb the evidence.
Yeah, nowadays we have scandals on Twitter rather than in newspapers. So I get, yeah, let's go into the burned out husk of the bistro. That's safe. Sensible George.
I tried not to meet his stare as I searched the pockets. No wallet, no papers, no credit cards. The guy's past was a blank page.
Was your first instinct really to loot this guy's pockets? I mean, really, George? That's a bit mean. Oh, there's the terrifying talk icon. The open mouth is a common talk icon, and it's always universally terrifying. Ooh, grab that woman, yeah. Like, oh no, I got manhandled by George.
Never again. How much vodka did I drink? Oh, no, don't tell me. What is your name, Sherry?
George Stobart, ma'am.
Oh, American.
She asked the question quite innocently, but I could sense her reserve. It was something which seemed to afflict all Europeans. You look like you could use a little help.
I could use a little drink. I feel sick, dizzy, and bruised. I don't even remember the party.
Just relax and take it easy. You've been knocked out.
You don't say. What happened?
There's been an explosion. You should try not to move.
Are you a doctor?
So here's where the dialogue options happen, and it's mostly stuff like this. And I think we are not a doctor, and I don't think we should lie about that.
No, but I used to play hospitals when I was a kid.
Doesn't count,
Can
George.
you remember anything at all?
No. I need a drink. Pour me a brandy.
You can tell she's French. Absolutely get her a drink.
Is that straight or with ice?
Just give me the bottle with a teat on it.
I guess a little drop won't hurt.
I mean, that's fair. I am a doctor, just not that kind of doctor. Yes or no? Thumbs up, thumbs down.
That's better.
She knocked back the brandy as if it was water.
She's French.
I'm glad I wasn't picking up the check.
What about the old man? Is he dead?
Yeah. So yes, at the start of this game, if you didn't see it, a clown placed an explosive accordion next to the stool next to this guy, and kind of murdered him.
Yes, he is.
Oh, mon Dieu. I've never seen a real-life corpse before. Except for Grandmaman. That was different. She was family.
And I hated her.
Gun stiff?
I shouldn't think so. He's only been dead a few minutes.
Alright, so now we have these options. That's the old man, and that's the murderous clown.
Did you know the old man?
No, monsieur. I never saw him before.
Do you remember what happened when the clown entered?
I remember that horrible tune he played all right. It was like a funeral dirge.
I'd never liked accordion music either.
Yeah, the clown also stole his suitcase, indeed. He murdered the old man, stole his suitcase. So, and he played terrible music. So...
Stay here, mademoiselle. I'm going to look around for evidence.
Alright, goodbye, lady. Mystery's Greatest Monster, thank you for the resub! And Clown Assassins is exactly what everyone subscribes to this channel for. Oh, I guess... I think it filtered out the word ass from Assassins, so it didn't actually play. I was waiting for it to play, and then it didn't. Okay, so the brandy's gone. Because it's got two asses in it. I know, like, shit gets me too, because it's in words, and Assassins has it twice. Alright, so I'm not gonna go decently pixel hunting until you get stuck. There's really no point. Oh look, it's beckoning me. Come, George, come this way. That's basically how you scroll to the edge of the screen, so I can go that way. Or I'm gonna go tell this way, because this has a guy there. To double the ass, absolutely. Yeah, quite a few of the old point and clicks did the— whoa! Uh-oh!
Freeze! Hold it, right there.
Whoa, don't shoot. I'm innocent. I'm an American.
Can't make up your mind, huh?
I demand to see the American consul.
Drop your weapons and get down on the ground.
Put that thing away, Sergeant. Move. I apologize, monsieur, but I cannot permit you to leave.
Am I under arrest?
Ah, no, I would simply like to ask you some questions. En avant, to the café, marche.
I'm kind of wondering how this game made it out in America, because it's very much European shitting on
What a
American
mess.
George.
This bombing is an outrage, is it not?
Stop
Yeah.
that, monsieur. Stop holding your breath at once.
Has it occurred to you that he may be dead, Moo?
Oui, monsieur. But I prefer to look on the bright side. Besides, I recall a case where the killer escaped by feigning death.
Alright, fair enough,
However,
buddy.
in this case, the man is quite dead. Clearly, the killer knew of his presence and...
How many times have I warned you about premature extrapolation? All we know is that he is dead.
It seemed reasonable to assume...
A great detective assumes nothing. Take Maigret, for instance.
But he was a fictitious character, monsieur. Why, he was no more real than...
Tintin!
Poirot or Tintin.
That's different, Moo. They were comedy Belgians. Anyway, it is unlikely that even you will learn much from talking to the dead. Examine the girl and take her statement, if you can.
Yeah, premature extrapolation.
I doubt if she is in a fit state for questioning, monsieur.
Yeah, we got her a little bit good
It
and
smells
drunk.
to me as if she has been drinking.
As I feared, we have stumbled upon a den of iniquity, Moo.
Leave her to me, sir. I am used to handling drunken women.
I'm
I do
sure
not
you
doubt
are.
that for one moment. Et maintenant, to business.
And yes, it is European shitting on other Europeans as well.
Your name, please?
My name.
George Stobart. I'm from California.
And what brings you to Paris, Monsieur Stobart?
Travel.
Minutes.
I'm touring Europe.
You chose well. The city is most beautiful at this time of year, no?
Yeah, I guess so. Apart from the bomb blasts.
Were you in the vicinity of the cafe at the time of the explosion?
Yeah, I was sitting out on the sidewalk. I was lucky I wasn't killed. The inspector passed over my remark with no reaction.
Did you see the deceased enter the cafe?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Was he alone?
Yeah.
And did he say anything to you?
No, he was more interested in the waitress.
Did you see anyone else in the cafe?
Ooh, they are not gonna like this answer, are they?
Yeah, there was a guy dressed as a clown. He was carrying an accordion.
An accordion? Bon, the picture is forming in my mind, and it is not a pretty one. Is the girl all right, Moo?
She'll live if she survives the hangover. She doesn't remember seeing a clown, monsieur.
That's odd, don't you think, monsieur?
They're gonna
Who am I
arrest
to
me, aren't they?
believe? I wonder. Eh bien, I have heard enough.
What do you mean?
I am satisfied that you know nothing. You may leave. I hope this little incident does not spoil the rest of your vacation.
What about my personal safety? Can't you at least give me some advice?
What can I say? Stay alert and look out for suspicious characters.
And don't cross the road until the little man shows green.
Great advice.
I agree.
I honestly believe you are in no danger, monsieur. Should you remember anything of importance, please contact me. My card.
Well, you don't believe me about the clown, so go away.
Thanks.
That is all. You may go.
Yeah, okay, bye.
There's not much to go on, monsieur.
On the surface, no. But what lurks inside the subconscious?
Look,
If the door can only be opened.
Are you serious, monsieur? I thought your interest in psychic detection was purely academic.
Academic, you are about to witness a scientific breakthrough.
Oh god, no. Bye! Yeah, I'm not getting into the psychic detective business. Oh, hello. There's someone who wasn't there before. I wonder if she's important.
Excuse me, mademoiselle? Hi, my name's George Stobart.
Oh, an American by the sound of it.
Yeah, that's right, on holiday in Paris. Some holiday, huh?
You were here when the bomb went off?
Sure was. Sat right out front of the cafe.
Did you notice a middle-aged man, maybe 60, with an hat and overcoat?
Yeah, he's dead.
I couldn't believe it. She hadn't even asked how I was feeling.
She doesn't give a shit.
He went inside just before the bomb exploded. You weren't related to him, were you?
Oh no, nothing like that. I am Nicole Collard from La Liberté.
Well, what's that, some kind of nightclub?
No, it is a newspaper.
You're a reporter?
I'm a freelance photojournalist.
Say, you can interview me about the bombing. You know, an eyewitness account. Minutes after the outrage that shook the whole of Paris. You know, real-life drama, human interest, that kind of stuff.
I'll just stick to the facts, thank you. Did you see who planted the bomb?
I know it sounds crazy, but he was dressed like a clown.
Oh God, it's him again.
Oh no. The clown again? But yet, like, George, she doesn't care. She doesn't know who you are. You came up and talked to her. Alright, clown.
Have you met the clown before?
It's a long story.
I have plenty of time.
I don't.
She is terse.
Who's the guy you were supposed to meet?
His name was Planter. I didn't know him, but he called me last night. He said he had a story which would interest me. He asked me to meet him at the cafe. I guess I'll never know what he wanted to tell me.
Not unless you have Rosso's gift for psychic interrogation.
Ah! No, that's fair. I mean, I suppose we'll never know what she was gonna find out from him. I'm sure this entire game is gonna have nothing to do with it.
You speak very good English for a French girl.
Thanks. You speak very good English from America.
Ooh, burn!
Do you know a police officer called Rosso?
Rosso? Our paths have a knack of crossing. If I didn't know better, I'd say it was deliberate. Have you seen Rosso? Is he here?
He's inside, attempting to question a witness with his psychic powers.
What? That guy is weird.
Yeah.
Like, I actually just realized that is supposed to be the detective's, icon. Look at that icon. That is something. Okay, I don't think we get any different options.
Why won't you tell me about this clown?
Why do you want to get involved?
Because he almost killed me. Isn't that reason enough?
I guess so. Listen, I'll give you my phone number. You help me with my story, and I'll let you in on what I know. And let's get one thing straight right now. This is strictly business.
Okay, it's a deal.
I have to go develop these pictures. À bientôt, monsieur.
Fine, I'll, see you soon.
Hen, he didn't even insinuate anything. You really didn't need to tell him it was strictly business. He was actually pretty cool about that. Alright, okay, so we have our number. That's the police officer's card, yeah.
Augustin Rosso, and gave an address to the south of the Montparnasse Cemetery.
Alright. Now let's go in this direction. Oh, we could talk to him. I think he just basically doesn't let us back in the crime scene.
Excuse me, Sergeant.
You heard the inspector. Go on, monsieur.
Yep, thought so. Oh, but we can talk to him. Briefcase.
Did you find the victim's briefcase yet?
No, sir. The inspector gave me specific instructions to guard this door. Until he countermands these orders or backup arrives, here I stay.
Paris they seem a bit blasé about this explosion. I suppose this was made in... I want to say this game came out in 96? Could be wrong. I think it was about then. So, you know, before... An explosion back in 96 wasn't that big a deal.
I really did see the clown. He ran into the alley across the street.
Did you follow him?
That's your job, not mine.
An armed chase? Through the streets of Paris? That's not our style, monsieur. Inspector Rosso may be unorthodox, but he's not crazy.
That's fair.
How did you and Rosso arrive at the scene of the explosion so quickly? You arrived within minutes. Was it a tip-off?
It was an
Inspector
explosion.
Rosso's sources are a perpetual mystery to me, monsieur. There are some who say he has made a pact with the devil.
And what do you think?
I think he is the devil.
Alright, but I mean, it was an explosion, George. I mean, they're kind of easy to find.
What is Rosso doing with that girl?
He is giving her the once-over, as you Americans say.
Huh?
Once he gets his teeth into a case, nothing will shake him off.
Was he serious about all that psycho-detective stuff?
Of course. Inspector Rosso is a pioneer and a visionary. His revolutionary methods, once perfected, may change the face of law enforcement forever.
I can't see it taking off in L.A.
Sure.
I was one of the last people to see the victim alive, Sergeant.
Does that worry you?
Yes, it does. I feel I owe it to him to find his killer.
That is best left to the authorities, monsieur. Did he speak to you? Tell you anything?
No, he just grinned and nodded.
Don't let it trouble you, monsieur. Go home and try to forget.
I mean, that is sort of Europe in general. Everywhere seems to be the 1800s and also the 1900s. Thousands simultaneously.
I know the identity of the dead guy. His name was Plantow.
Is that so? You knew him, did you?
No, but
We'll know everything there is to know about him soon enough.
I'm trying to be
That's
helpful
not
here.
soon
The
enough.
best way you can help us is to go home, monsieur.
Alright, fine.
See you later, Sergeant.
Really doesn't want to see us later, George. Alright, let's go talk to this man who's just working away after that explosion went off. He has a job to do. And he's not gonna let an explosion stop him.
Hi, can you spare a few minutes?
No.
I thought you'd been arrested.
No, it was a misunderstanding.
When he pulled that gun, gah! I thought that was it. Those automatics pack quite a punch, you know?
He made a mistake. He thought I was a terrorist.
You? A terrorist? Ha!
He was only doing his duty, I guess.
Yeah, he doesn't really look like much of a terrorist, does he? There's a word for people like him. Have you seen a clown,
Did
Bunny?
you see a clown come by this way?
A clown? Like in a circus?
Yeah, with makeup and a big red nose.
Huh! Those guys are funny, aren't they?
No.
Not in my experience.
I love the circus, especially the horses.
You haven't answered my question. Have you seen a clown?
You think I've got time to watch everyone who passes by?
Yeah.
Some of us have to work for a living.
George is way too milquetoast to do anything as exciting as blow up an accordion.
Look, I know you're busy, but surely you'd have noticed a clown.
I told you already. I didn't see a thing.
He was wearing multicolored baggy trousers.
Clown
And
terrorists are really the
He'd be a
big
poor
thing you gotta
sort
look
of
out for.
clown if he didn't.
It's really these clowns, you gotta watch out for them.
Did you see an old guy with a briefcase?
Wait, silly old coot. Do you know what he said to me? Work fascinates me, he says. I could watch it all day. Quel bit. I could have knocked his block off.
Oh, nice pickaxe, mate.
Did you recognize the old man?
No. Should I have done? Was he a celebrity?
No, but I guess he is now. His name was Plantow.
Was? He's dead then?
Yeah.
That's too bad. Now I wish I hadn't called him what I did. If only I could turn back the clock. If only I'd been more tolerant.
Regret and remorse are strange emotions. They really bring out the hammiest actors in people.
That's true.
Listen, I have to find that clown. He's a killer.
Say,
Green.
who are you anyhow? A cop?
No, of course not. I mean, do I look like a cop?
No.
I guess not. How do you know this guy's a killer? Did you see him in action?
Didn't you hear the
Yes.
explosion? The cafe was blown up.
The clown killed the old man?
That's right. Blew him up with a bomb concealed in his squeeze box.
Accordion.
Merde. But why did he go to the bother of dressing up like a clown?
Who can unravel the tangled logic of a killer's mind?
Maybe a clown is his
I
day
guess
job.
It's some deep-seated psychological need. Or just plain showmanship.
Also a good disguise. No one can see what you look like under all that makeup. And nobody's really that afraid of clowns. I mean, a lot of people have a phobia of clowns, but nobody really is like, oh, clown.
I gotta go.
Don't let me keep you.
I'm sure that clown is gonna blow somebody up, right? So, it works.
Don't touch that phone.
But
Sorry.
I want to touch that phone. Let me phone.
Hey, stop that. Get away from there. What do you think you're doing?
I was admiring your toolbox.
I sure
Oh,
was.
eh? Had a good look, have you?
Uh-huh.
I'm warning you. If you touch it, I'll crack your nut.
Does he
Okay,
mean...
I get your point.
Does he mean head or the other kind of nut? Either way, poor George is in trouble. Alright, so door.
The door was securely locked.
Yeah, I'm a video game protagonist in a point-and-click adventure game. What else am I gonna do but, like, touch things, you know? Alright, let's go in this direction. We do have the alley the clown ran down. I will go there at some point. Let's see what goes here. I think this leads to the map. Ah, haha. Alright. That's where we were. You get, addresses. So that card gave us an address to the south, so that leads us to the police station. This is where we were. I'm gonna go back and go down the alley that the clown went down first before I go to the police. Oh, the old man just has a sixth sense for knowing when somebody only has one nut. He knows just by looking. Yeah, this is the original, not the remastered version. I played the original, so I decided to go with that one, especially since a lot of people don't really like the director's cut at all. It's really not well regarded. So I decided to play the original, and what I'll do in future streams is I will do the director's cut, and I will at the start show off some of the additional scenes that were added. Mostly scenes with Nico. We've met Nico now. So yeah, so I'll try and show off that content while still playing the original, which I think is basically regarded as the best version of the game. Ooh, hello.
I took a deep breath and prepared to climb the drain pipe.
Go, 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 go! Ha!
I guess the clown had an escape over the rooftops.
Woo! Good going.
I decided I'd had enough of messing with that drain pipe.
I've never had enough messing with that drain pipe. So the remaster doesn't start with the bombing in Paris. It actually adds a segment at the start, which again a lot of people don't like because this launches you right in. You know, there's the bomb, it goes off, the intrigue. The added extra bit isn't. Sorry. Yeah, that drain pipe doesn't really seem to go anywhere, does it? No, we gotta check every bin. Check all the bins, George. I want you to check all the bins. I mean, I know where he went. I mean...
It smelled like someone had dumped a truckload of fish in a locker room on a hot summer afternoon.
Well, George, you're gonna have to check all the rest of them. Cat. Yeah, that's fair. It's a cat.
There was nothing of interest.
I don't know, that case looks pretty sweet. That is what a lot of old sort of cities like this smelled like back in the day. Alright, let's go down. Let's go. He obviously escaped into the sewers. It wouldn't be a game if it didn't have a sewer level.
I tried to lift the cover with my fingers, but couldn't gain any leverage.
No leverage. Alright. Don't think there's anything else.
I examined the boxes closely. They were damp and smelly and decidedly empty.
Yeah, George, buddy, really? He's not so smart as George. He's not quite as, wow, that's loud. Go away now. Sometimes this game just gets loud. Ooh, the sound balancing is not great. You can get rid of him.
Hey, you!
Hey, you, buddy.
What do you want now?
Would you like to read my newspaper?
It worked.
I haven't got time to read that. Can't you see I'm busy?
You could read it on your lunch break.
10 minutes is all I get. And if my boss had his way, I wouldn't get that. He'd have me on a drip, so I didn't have to stop to eat.
Oh, take the newspaper and quit complaining.
Bah! Look at this! Damn bleeding heart liberals! Tcha! Save the dolphins, catch them and eat them, I say! All that fuss over a bunch of fish!
They're mammals.
Ah, that's more like it! Look at the size of those! Like champagne bottle corks, no? Ah, what's this? Salah-ed-Din running in the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe.
It's a racehorse?
A horse? A legend! Bucephalus reborn, mon ami! Like a streak of lightning she is! Do me a favor, won't you? Keep an eye on my hole. I'm off to put some money on that nag.
What about your toolbox?
Stuff it. Help yourself.
Yeah! So yeah, that worked. I think the thing is he's bored, and that racehorse is like, it says like 13.45 is actually 1.45. So he goes off to bet on the horse. I think that's what happened there. Alright, let's steal his shit.
I'd found just what I wanted. A tool for lifting manhole covers.
Hell yeah. See, I vaguely remember this game from 6 years ago. Probably less and less so as it goes. Ah, okay, so yeah, that was the horse, 13.45. The race time. And then we can click on her phone number, and I think this gets...
Bonjour, Kula.
Oh, hi. It's George Stobart, the American at the cafe.
Ah, oui.
You said to call if I could help.
Have you any news for me?
Well, I haven't had a lot of luck.
You found nothing?
No.
Look, I'm very busy right now. Call me if you have any news, okay?
Oh. Yeah, I guess.
Adieu, monsieur.
Yeah, see ya.
Betting odds are just incredibly good. I think that adds her address to the world map. Let's go to the sewer, though. We have a tool for picking up that sewer grate. I also have no idea if you can walk any faster in the game. I don't believe so. Double clicking just makes him stop. George breaks the first of many a promise. This guy does not keep promises. Alright, sewer, sewer, sewer.
I lifted the cover to reveal what smelt like the entrance to a sewer.
Smelt like? Dude, it's clearly an entrance to a sewer. Of course it smells like an entrance to a sewer. That's what it is, buddy. So in you go. Feet first. Woo! Alright, okay, there's a nose. That looks like a clown nose.
As I picked up the plastic ball, I realized it was intended to be worn. It was the clown's red nose.
Oh yeah, it is. Alright, up that way. Lovingly obscured by this. Yeah, let's explore these sewers.
I scooped up the sodden tissue. It was cold and greasy, like breakfast leftovers.
I'm guessing it's covered in clown.
The nose was hollow. Printed on the inside were the words, La Risée du Monde, Paris.
So that's the thing to consider. When you pick up an object, do examine it in your inventory, because that's the second one that we've looked at that has given me an address. So when you pick up something in Broken Sword, make sure you check on it.
It was the soggy tissue I'd found in the sewers.
There's another one. This clown just dropped clues everywhere. Very careless
I
of
took
him.
hold of the scrap of material and unsnagged it from the spike. It was the scrap of material I'd found in the sewer.
I wonder if it came from a clown's jacket. I can't say that definitively, but you know, probably. Let's just switch off the AC. Alright, up the ladder we go! Yes, that's the thing about Paris' sewers, is they are hundreds of years old. Whoa! Hello!
Hi there. Hold it right there, you sewer rat. I knew you'd come back. And now I've got you.
What are you talking about?
You're trespassing. Come out of there, immediately.
That's what I'm trying to do. Give me your hand.
Ha! You won't catch me with tricks like that.
Alright.
Keep your distance, monsieur.
Okay, okay.
Now, what were you looking for?
A clown. Clown. Clown.
I was looking for a clown.
Huh, ridiculous. Do you really expect me to believe that?
He planted a bomb in the cafe and blew it up.
What? The cafe? Blown up?
Yep.
Mon Dieu, that is awful.
Sure
And you
is.
say the person responsible was dressed as a clown?
That's right. He blew up the cafe, escaped into the sewer, changed his clothes, and came up here.
Ah, mon Dieu.
Mon Dieu!
Then, the man I chased, do you think that man and the clown are one and the same?
Well,
No.
yes, it had crossed my mind.
Ah, that still does not explain what you were doing down the sewer.
Chasing
For
him?
all I know, you are in league with him.
Oh no, I'm just a
Unlikely.
tourist.
Haha, most tourists are content with the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, or the Pigalle. I didn't realize my waste pipes were such an attraction.
I mean, he has a point. He has a point, George. Why are you exploring the sewers running after this clown? Are you just that nosy, George?
I have to be going.
I'll let you out.
Oh, uh-oh. I meant to click on the clown. Sorry, guys. I was trying to click on the
Thanks
clown.
for
I
your
accidentally
time.
clicked on
Go
the exit.
on, be off with you.
Whoops! I mean, I'm hoping he'll let me back in.
Hi there, remember me?
How could I forget? The man with the sewer obsession.
It's not an obsession. I just like the ambiance.
It's George's sense of humor. Alright, now I can ask him. Okay.
Tell me about the man you apprehended.
What is there to tell? He was a typical criminal type. Just like you.
I mean, there's not really anything criminal about crawling through a sewer. Admittedly, it's not exactly innocent, but it's not a criminal act.
Was the guy you saw carrying a briefcase?
I didn't notice. Now are you going to leave? Or do I have to call the police?
I'm never leaving.
Does the name Plantar mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't. Who is he?
The man who was killed in the cafe. I'm gonna find the guy responsible. I'll find him. Even if it means following him down every sewer in every city in Europe.
You need some sensible boots. You won't get far in those stupid sneakers.
That's fair.
Do you know the waitress at the cafe?
Oh, she isn't hurt, is she?
No, she's fine.
Oh, thank heavens. A poor girl like her isn't safe with the likes of you roaming the streets.
Can't you understand? I'm not a gangster. I'm an American tourist.
That's what you say.
And everyone has it in for George.
I have to be going.
Adieu, monsieur.
Adieu, adieu. Alright, let's go to the world map. We should have, I want to say, 3 more places to go. Maybe not. Hello. I thought phoning Nico and that actually gave you places to go, but maybe we have to go see the police first?
Bonjour, Pula.
Got the address.
It's me again, George Stobart.
Hi, George. Any news?
No. How about you?
No, nothing new.
There must be something else I can do before I get Nico's address, because that's exactly what I have to do, but maybe I have to find something out first.
Excuse me.
Not so fast. I'd like your personal details, please.
Huh? What for?
In the event of an accident, it would help us to know where to send the body.
Look, is this really necessary? I came in here to talk to Rosso.
Why did you not say?
May I see Inspector Rosso?
He's not here.
But...
Do you wish to leave a message for him? I have a choice of blue or black pen. I'd recommend the blue for a less formal communication.
I'd prefer to talk to him in person.
As you wish, monsieur.
That's fair. Well,
have you had any reports concerning a suspicious clown?
Why, yes. There was a fracas only this morning. 3 arrests for public disorder.
And you say there was a clown involved?
A clown and a particularly offensive piece of sculpture with balloons. Are you in any way involved with the reprobate, monsieur?
No, not me.
No, not me.
Thanks for your help, officer.
Okay, I think I know what I do. I think I have to go... I think I have to show the clown stuff to the guy. There's not really anything we can do here because Rosso is still at the crime scene. I need to go meet up with Nico, but I think I have to get a clue first. So the only thing I can think of is this dude. And I talked to him with all the options, but I can show him stuff from my inventory which I haven't shown off yet.
Hello
Hey,
again.
What now?
So you have these dialogue options, but you also, I think, can show people stuff from up here.
Do you recognize this material?
I am not telling you anything.
Perhaps you'd like to take a look at my card?
What is this? Inspector Augustin Rousseau?
Am I pretending to be a cop?
What does that say? Hominoid Division.
A homicide. I think the ink's smudged.
Then you are not a tourist.
Okay, I'm not. I lied to you. And I'm sorry.
Don't apologize, monsieur. You know, I had a feeling there was something different about you. It is your posture, your poise. Oh, yes. There is no mistaking the bearing of a disciplined man. And I should know. I was in the army, you know. When I was your age, I was fighting for my life in the African desert. How can I help you, Inspector?
Let's start over from the beginning and tell it just like it was.
So, okay, now George is a criminal. Now he has committed a criminal act.
Tell me about the man you apprehended.
He was a mean one, monsieur. He grabbed me in an armlock, his face suddenly next to mine. His grip was like iron, but he did not know what he was up against. Oh no, he made a big mistake when he took on one of the desert hyenas.
Yes, I get the picture.
Briefcase.
Was the guy you saw carrying a briefcase?
So you don't want to hear about my experiences in the desert?
Oh, sure.
I fought to make this country what it is today.
I'm sure you did, but I'm a little short of time.
Briefcase,
was
buddy.
Was the guy you saw carrying a briefcase?
Why, yes, he was. Clutched in his arms like a baby.
That belonged to his victim.
Oh, what do you think was in it? Drugs? Stolen jewels?
I don't know, but the killer thought it was worth a man's life.
Swords!
Nothing is worth that, monsieur.
Broken sword. Broken sword. It's totally a sword that was in that briefcase.
Do you know the waitress at the cafe?
You can't suspect her, surely.
Just answer the question, please.
Yes, I know her. Quite well, you could say. She came to work at the cafe 7 months ago. I look forward all week to the relief she gives me when she visits.
Really? So you'd miss her if she wasn't there?
Oh, mais oui. Who else would I find to cut my
Ew.
toenails?
Dude, ew. Also, that waitress is totally in on it because she lied about not seeing that clown.
Does the name Plantar mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
Alright,
Does this piece of material mean anything to you?
That is the same cloth as
Ooh.
the jacket I found. I'd recognize that pattern anywhere.
Nice jacket.
Now, about the jacket you found. Do you have it here?
No, monsieur. One of the sleeves was badly torn, so I sent it for repair. A pity, because otherwise it was a fine piece of quality tailoring. It had the tailor's name inside on the label.
Okay, what was... Oh, well, surely that's the same as was on the nose, but I guess this is how we get to go there?
Where did you send the jacket?
I gave it to an itinerant Romani seamstress.
Just my luck.
Well, we can keep going.
Was there anything in the jacket pockets?
Not a sou. You know what I think?
Do tell me.
He changed out of the clown suit and cunningly disguised himself as an ordinary person.
Bravo.
Looks like I'm up against a mastermind.
Bravo, sir. We never figured that out.
What was the name on the label?
It was a foreign name. Todrick, I think.
Did you get the address?
There wasn't one, monsieur. Only a telephone number.
Ooh, gimme.
Well, I don't expect you to remember a phone number you've only seen once.
74 98 08 59.
You're kidding. That's his phone number?
Yes, that's it. A little secret number that I learned in the desert. I was taught the technique by a Tuareg shaman.
That's incredible.
That's pretty good.
I've been handy at the supermarket checkout. Do I get a reward?
No.
Honesty, monsieur, is its own reward.
Then I'm glad I do not rely on honesty to pay the bills.
Oh, George, if honesty is its own reward, you are in big trouble, buddy.
I have to be going. Thanks to your help, the citizens of Paris can sleep a little easier tonight.
Vraiment? I was only doing my duty, monsieur. Good luck, Inspector. I hope you catch that killer soon.
Alright, let's use the phone. We could use the phone on police, but we can just use this phone. Okay, we can call Todrick. Let's see if finally... Oh, so I really wish that music would calm the F down. I swear to God, I don't know why occasionally the music just decides... Like... I'm gonna be really loud now for no reason. And... Twiddle, thank you for the follow. See, I have the music down. It should not be that goddamn loud. Orchestra increases. It's intense. Alright. Now we phone, okay.
Bonjour, Kula.
It's me again.
Hi, George. Any news?
You bet.
There we go.
I met a witness who spoke to the clown. And I know where the killer gets his suits.
No kidding. Hey, I'm impressed.
You are? Well, it wasn't easy.
Look, why don't you come here to my apartment?
Fine. Where do you live?
361 Rue Jarry.
Okay, I'll come right over.
No, I won't. Well, yeah, I will. But first... Oh, this other number we got.
Hello? Who is this? Hi. My name's George Stobart. You don't know me.
Correct, Mr. Stobart. I don't. What can I do for you?
Well, I'm trying to trace one of your customers. Could I maybe come over and talk to you?
No, that's not possible.
Oh, okay. Forget it. Listen, all I want is a name.
What are you talking about? Who are you working for?
I guess you might say I'm acting in the interests of truth
George!
and justice.
Thank God. I thought you were the police.
There are innocent lives at stake, Mr. Todrick. Lives that you could save.
You're collecting for charity, yes?
No, I'm not. All I want from you is information.
Go on. I'm listening.
Clown!
Do you know a guy called Plantar?
No, I never heard of him.
What do you know about the clown who bombed the Café de la Chandelle Verte?
I don't have no idea what you're talking about.
You're cool, Todrick. But I think you know more than you're saying.
I don't know who you be, but sure I am you don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know if you're saying that to make me think you don't know what I mean, but... Oh, this is ridiculous. Quit playing games with me, Todrick.
I tell you, I know nothing about no clown.
That's fair, he probably really doesn't know about clown.
Did you know that one of your customers was a part-time clown?
If a guy feels happy with a funny nose and custard down his pants, what's the problem?
That's fair.
Shall I tell you what happened to Plantar? How he was killed in cold blood?
George!
I told you, I never heard of Plantar.
Buddy!
I expect Plantar's a family man, don't you? In their little apartment, Madame Plantar is cooking the supper,
George!
listening for the familiar sound of her husband's key in the door.
George!
Junior is waiting for his daddy to come home from work. He can't wait to show him the merit marks he earned in school today. Only tonight, Monsieur Plantar won't be coming home.
George, stop it!
The puppy.
Huh?
The faithful puppy dog, waiting for the sound of his master's voice.
Well, maybe they don't have a dog. What do you think?
I don't know Plantar. I never heard of Plantar. None of this has anything to do with me.
Alright.
Thanks for nothing, Todrick.
Alright, we clearly don't have what we need to get the info from that guy yet, so let's go and see Nico. There we go, finally, Rue Jarry. Yeah, it really needs to be better at tugging those heartstrings. Huh? Oh my god, music, calm the F down!
It wasn't the clothes in the shop that caught my eye, but the prices. The same amount of money would feed a starving family for the rest of their lives. I guess people who buy that kind of stuff don't have a problem with their consciences.
Really, I'm just gonna have to see if I can get that to stop being so overwhelmingly loud. Just worried that it's silent most of the time and then really, really loud all the other time. What if it's just
the window
not
was
really
full of overpriced clothes for overprivileged women.
That's fair. I wonder if it was like based on old sound card technology and that's why the volume stuff's out of whack. I don't remember it being this bad when I played it before, but I was also not streaming it before, I was just playing it myself. Let's talk to this old lady. She seems cool, she's knitting away. Just
oh, hi.
Knit.
Bonjour, monsieur. Would you like me to foretell your future?
No thanks.
I'm very good, and it only takes a minute.
Thanks all the same, but I'm not superstitious.
I am.
Besides, if it only takes a minute, that's not much of a future to look forward to.
Ooh, flowers.
Are the flowers for sale?
Oui, monsieur.
Okay. I'll take a bunch of those white ones.
I wouldn't do that if I was you.
No?
They are lilies, monsieur. Some people associate them with death.
Yikes. Well, thanks for telling me.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me the music stings being loud and too as well. They're so loud.
What other flowers do you have?
Dahlias?
What do they signify?
Insecurity.
I don't want to give her the wrong idea about me. What about the tall yellow ones?
Those are iris, the flame of passion.
And the little yellow ones?
Sensuality.
Well, they're no use to me. I want to make an impression, not jump down her throat.
That's fair. Alright.
Do you know a young woman called Nicole Collard?
Yes, I do. She lives upstairs from me, in the apartment block across the street. The door isn't locked, but you'll need to give it a gentle nudge. It sticks, you see, because of the damp. The landlord said he'd fixed it before winter sets in. He's been saying that for 3 years.
Yeah, you're right, I should show this hanky to like everyone.
What can you tell me about this tissue?
Nothing?
There we go, nothing to be told. You want to know about the nose?
Do you recognize this nose?
No, monsieur.
That's fair.
What can you tell me about this material?
It's a very expensive piece of cloth, monsieur.
I should just show items to everyone as well. It's something you should do, and I always forget. It's not unique to this game, but it is very common in this game, so I really need to just do it.
How long has Mademoiselle Collard lived here?
A few months. She's in for a shock when the cold weather comes. Drafty windows, insufficient heating, it's a struggle to keep warm. The only reason I stay is because the rent is cheap. Your young lady, she deserves better.
Landlords never change.
I thought Mademoiselle Collard was a successful photographer.
Not as successful as she makes out for all her fine clothes.
Ooh, aren't you judgmental?
Oh, I've heard her crying herself to sleep at night.
That's awful.
Now don't you let on that I've told you. She's proud, that one. Too proud, if you ask me.
She is just fine, thank you, you nosy old biddy.
I've changed my mind. Will you tell my fortune?
You're going on a long journey.
My, oh my. What a surprise. Can you tell me anything I don't already know?
10 francs, please, my dear.
10 francs? That's a ripoff.
Please yourself?
How does this fortune-telling routine work?
If I knew that, I wouldn't be selling flowers for a living.
Haven't you ever wondered why you were blessed with the gift?
Well, it's a bit like satellite television, I suppose. Some of us are born with a built-in receiver dish. I just happen to be one of the lucky ones.
Alright.
See you later.
That's right, monsieur. You will.
Will I? Will I?
I inhaled deeply, expecting to experience the scent of the flowers. What I got was traffic fumes.
Alright, let's go see Nico. I think Nico and George...
Remembering the flower seller's advice, I pushed the door gently just above the lock.
Oh, I guess we couldn't actually go in here without speaking to the old lady. Oh well.
Bonjour. I'm glad you could make it, monsieur.
Please, call me George.
Fine. I'm Nicole. Take a seat, George. Eh bien? And what have you been up to?
I've been exploring the sewers beneath the cafe.
Ew.
I thought I could smell something bad.
The clown used the sewer to escape and to change out of his costume. I guess he was in a hurry. He left his jacket behind.
And?
I got his tailor's phone number. What's more, I know where he hired the clown suit, too.
You had better luck than I did.
Luck, she said. Luck! Hard work, I'd call it. What happened?
You're
I
such a
took some
snoot.
photographs to the editor, but he wasn't interested. Can you believe it? He told me to drop the story.
But you're not about to do that.
Oh no. I am going to find out what's behind these killings. You know what I think? It's a conspiracy. The police in 3 different countries have kept very quiet about the murders. The press don't connect them at all. They blame them on political, religious, or militant minority extremists.
Well, that covers just about everyone.
Oh, George. Anyway, George and Nico are the protagonists of, I believe, the whole Broken Sword series. Don't believe we play as Nico in this. I think she was added in the director's cut only. Could be wrong about that. It's been a while. Alright, let's go through our options. I know we have to show her all of these for sure.
May I use your telephone?
Sure, go ahead.
Thanks.
Actually, no, I don't really want to use that. I guess that's how I phone Todrick in front of her. Yeah, you sit cross-legged, buddy.
How did Plantar get your name?
For the newspaper, La Liberté, I'd written an article linking 2 unsolved murders, one in Italy and the other in Japan. The cases were remarkably similar. A wealthy victim, no apparent motive, and a costume killer. Plantar said he could supply me with more information. Somehow, the clown must have known about our appointment.
Nicole is smarter than George. George is luckier.
Tell me more about the clown's previous victims.
The first was Onno Bellotta, the millionaire pharmaceutical baron. He made his money from amphetamines in the post-war slimming and diet boom. Imagine it! Millions of housewives literally speeding their butts off.
Was he killed for his money?
No. He had no living relatives, and his fortune went to the orphanage where he grew up. The only witness in the case was his Filipino au pair. She swears he was lured to his death by a snowman.
A snowman? I cannot decide whether the snowman or the clown is the worst outfit. Although, we do have the second murder.
What about the clown's second victim?
Yamada, the controversial Japanese green politician. He inherited his fortune from his father's electrochemical consortium. He was committed to dismantling Japan's automobile industry.
I can't see him gaining much support with a loony policy like that.
Yamada was a man of vision. He was years ahead of his time.
If you say so. How did he die?
At the hands, should I say, flippers, of a giant emperor penguin.
Penguin! That's the best costumed murder ever! Oh my god! Oh, Penguin. Penguin at the top of the list. Oh man. Clown at the bottom. I think Snowman's better than Clown. Giant Emperor Penguin, though. Pretty great.
A snowman, a penguin, and now a clown. You know, I hate to admit it, but this is scary.
Really?
And I'll tell you what, I won't be accepting any invitations to costume parties.
I don't blame you for being scared. I am too. But this story could be my only chance of a big break.
Or a premature death.
I'm not really scared of a killer who dresses up as a giant emperor penguin. I gotta be honest, that's just kinda hilarious.
Rosso didn't blink when I told him about the clown. It's as if he already knew.
That is typical of a cold fish like Rosso. I've seen cheeseburgers with more spunk.
Yes, if you say so, Hen.
I found this tissue down the sewer.
She gonna tell us that it's grease paint.
Oh, that's disgusting, George.
I think the stuff on it is grease paint, like actors use. Or clowns.
It's still disgusting. Get rid of it.
Yeah, cheeseburgers with spunk. I'm gonna leave that joke to chat.
I found this false nose in the sewer. It has La Risée du Monde printed inside it.
The laughing stock of the world. It's a costume shop near the Gare Saint-Lazare.
I'll check it out. Maybe the owner remembers who hired the clown costume.
Why don't you put it on, George?
No way am I wearing this. I'd look really stupid. Besides, he might have had a cold. I found a piece of material near the cafe. When I showed it to the concierge, he recognized it right away.
It's very distinctive, all right. Just wait until you see this. I developed the film I shot at the cafe. Here, George, it's an enlargement I made. Look what that guy's wearing.
Checkered pants. The same material as I found in the sewer.
That's right. This guy shouldn't be difficult to find.
Oh, no?
Take a close look at his left cheek.
A scar. In the shape of a horseshoe.
Oh, a crescent moon.
Ooh, crescent moon, huh?
How come you enlarged this photograph of me?
Because I noticed the guy behind you, of course.
If you say so, Han, alright.
Tell me more about yourself.
Oh, there is not much to tell.
Well, how did you get into photography?
I guess I owe that to my father. He bought my first camera. I was 8 and my parents had just split up.
Oh yeah, let's learn more about Nico.
Did you live with your father?
Yes, my mother went off with her new boyfriend. I don't mind. Papa was all I needed. 4 years later, he died in a plane crash.
Ah, I'm sorry.
Well, it's all right. I don't mind talking about him. He was more like an older brother, really, always joking and laughing. Papa always wanted I should study art. That's why I went to college.
Did you learn about photography at college?
Oh, God, no. I couldn't afford the materials. We were billed for everything we used, paint, canvas, paper. Most of my year turned to minimalism. It was cheaper. I used to go poaching in the park for squirrel hair. The only time I wasn't hungry was the term I did printing. I used to eat the potatoes.
You're making fun of me, aren't you?
Oh, no.
Do you have a boyfriend?
That's none of your business.
That's fair. That is none of my business. That's none of your business, George. Okay, he does have a scar. I think now we may have...
May I use your telephone?
Sure, go ahead.
Thanks.
I think we may have what we need to get the info for... Oh, hello. I'm not sure why you're a clown. Oh, okay. Let's call him.
Who is this?
Mr. Todrick?
Oh, it's you again. What now?
Yeah, there we go.
Did you make a suit for a man with a scar on his face? A scar in the shape of a crescent moon?
Maybe. Maybe not.
Tell me where I can find him and I'll leave you alone.
And if I don't?
I won't leave you alone.
I can't tell you anything unless you give me his name.
Do you know where I can find the guy with the scar?
I told you. Without a name, I can't help you.
Oh, guess not.
Thanks
All right.
for nothing, Todrick. I'm going back out to search for that clown.
Where?
Well, I guess I could visit the costume shop.
Good idea.
Alright. Yeah, now we have the costume shop on our world map, I hope. Let's rock and roll to the costume shop. Woo! Alright, bye old lady. Hello, music stings. George always has to sound like a jerk. That's just his thing. He's kind of a dick. I have noticed that a lot of the point-and-click adventure games I play, protagonist is a little bit of a jerk. Or a lot of a jerk. Somewhere in between a lot of the time as well. Alright. Ooh, hello. Crank that music.
As my fingers closed on the plastic novelty, I realized my mistake. It was a novelty, all right, but it wasn't plastic.
It's dog poop!
I gave the dummy Puro a tentative prod, but it didn't move.
Stop poking things, George.
As I was about to touch the dummy, I realized it had the same color eyes as Nico. The strange thing was, I hadn't realized I'd noticed the color of Nico's eyes.
Okay, George. Slightly stalkery, but okay.
Excuse me?
Bonjour, monsieur. Please, come in. Welcome. Leave the mundane world behind, for in these four walls, fantasy is king.
I don't want a costume.
Didn't you ever dress up when you were a child?
Not that I remember.
Incredible! You'll be telling me next that you never shared your elder sister's lingerie?
What?
I don't have a sister, and I think I'd look pretty silly in a brassiere. I just need some information.
I think you'd look fabulous, George.
How can I help you?
You would look utterly fabulous, George. Don't put yourself down like that. You're a good man. Alright, okay, let's ask for these two and then I'll show...
Have you heard of a man named Plantile?
I do not recall anyone of that name.
I'm looking for a man who hired a clown costume from you.
Oui, monsieur. I do not see how I can help.
Don't you keep a record of costumes that you've rented out?
Of course, monsieur, but...
Well, then, I'd like to check your records. Give me the names of everyone who's rented a clown suit.
Impossible. There are too many.
The clown I'm looking for is a cold-blooded killer. Give me his name, and I'll see he's brought to justice.
I'd help you if I could, but you can't expect me to remember all my customers. You see, the clown costume is our most popular line, monsieur. On average, we hire out more than 30 clown suits a week. You'll have to give me more to go by. A description, perhaps?
30 a week? What?
Do you recognize this man?
Ah oui, he was here this morning.
How come clowns are so popular?
I think it has something to do with their unpredictable nature.
Personally, I think clowns should be banned, along with mimes.
Oh, come now. Who doesn't love clowns?
Me, for one.
I think one of the weaknesses is having to...
Are you sure this is the man who bought grease paint?
Oui, monsieur.
Does this dirty tissue mean anything to you?
Let me smell that.
Ooh, he loves our dirty tissue, he does.
Bestheimer's number 7 white pancake.
Theatrical grease paint, right?
Oui, monsieur. La crème de la crème of Thespian accoutrement.
Have you sold any of it recently?
Yes, 2 cans.
Alright.
Do you want this red nose back?
Not after it's been worn, thank you.
I think okay, I may have gotten the name. Enough to...
Are you sure this is the man who bought grease paint?
Oui, monsieur. He chose 2 costumes.
Okay.
Bozo the clown and Seamus the pixie.
A pixie?
Very smart. Green silk with a taffeta lining. He gave me his name
There
as
we go.
Monsieur Khan.
Right, I guess I had to show him the grease paint first and then the photo. Sometimes this game is slightly weird, but I got a name. That's good. Do you want to see my rod?
What does this tool mean to you?
Nothing,
Wink,
monsieur.
wink, nudge, nudge. Say no more, say no more. Alright, I have a name.
Thanks for your help, buddy.
So,
My pleasure, monsieur.
probably the...
Allow me to shake you by the hand.
Huh?
No.
Well, okay.
George, no. George, no. Idiot.
What are you trying to do, kill me?
You did not find it amusing?
I never saw the funny side of electroshock therapy.
Eh bien, it is yours to keep. A gift?
Do I need a license?
No, but I give you a word of warning, monsieur.
What?
Remember to switch it off before you visit the toilet.
That's fair. That's fair. Oh, that would hurt. Oh, that would hurt. Oh, good advice. Alright, I think the easiest phone is here. Yeah, this is the easiest phone. Now I've got a phone trick. Oh, Rousseau's back. And let's see if I can talk to him. I believe I now have a name.
Hello? Who is this?
It's me!
It's George Stobart again.
What now?
I know his name.
I found out the name of the guy I'm looking for.
Is that so?
Yeah, it's Khan. You know who I'm talking about, don't you?
Yes, I delivered the suit to his hotel. The Hotel Ubu. I don't remember the room number. It was upstairs. The second room on the right-hand side of the corridor.
Thanks, Todrick. That's all I wanted to know. Now I've got you, Mr. Clown.
Now I've got you, Mr. Clown. Okay. Now I got you, Khan! Yes? Hello?
Excuse me?
Ah, Monsieur Stobart, n'est-ce pas?
That's correct. You remember me.
The retention of such data is part of my duty as a gendarme. That is how crime is fought, through attention to detail, not intuition.
Yeah, sure.
Not how point-and-click adventure games are won, my friend. Ooh, Scarman.
Do you know a man named Khan? He's a shifty-looking guy with a scar on his left cheek.
No, monsieur. Has this man any connection with the bombing of the cafe?
Yes. I believe Khan was the name he used when he hired the clown costume.
How do we speak to the detective?
Is Rosso here?
Yes, he is. You wish to speak to him?
Let's speak to the detective.
Do.
One moment, monsieur. Stobart is here to see you, monsieur.
Tell him to fuck off.
Did he say what it was about?
No, monsieur.
Very well.
Tell him to get out. Get out of here. George, you're not wanted here. Get out.
Hi, Inspector. Remember me?
But of course, Mr. Stobart. My mind is a well-ordered faculty.
Oh, sure,
A
that's
mental
true.
classification system that's the envy of the Bibliothèque Nationale. No tricks, mark you, monsieur. Just exercise. Just as our muscles waste through inactivity, so our minds decay. But there is no need. If only people would learn to exercise their wits daily.
If he was trying to impress me, it worked. He was pompous and patronizing, but he had style.
Eh bien, if you called about the bombing, you're too late. Investigations have been closed.
What?
But
Have been taken off the case.
what about the murderer, the dead guy?
It is out of my hands.
I find this dude infinitely fascinating.
Don't you want to know what I found out about the killer?
I told you, monsieur, the case is closed. I have washed my hands of the whole affair.
Then I'll have to continue my investigations without your help.
No. You must forget the business of the clown completely.
Forget the
Go
clown,
back to
George.
being an ordinary tourist, Stobard.
The clown is not for you, George.
Did you find out the ID of the guy who was killed in the explosion?
I already knew who he was.
Okay.
I heard that the bomb victim's name was Plantar.
Your sources are reliable.
He was a big shot at the Treasury, wasn't he? Maybe that's why you've been taken off the case.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I cannot comment.
If you say so.
What was that psycho-detective business you did in the cafe?
It is my theory that the passions evoked in violent crimes create ripples in the ether, invisible to all but the possessor of a highly developed and receptive mind.
I'm impressed. Can you bend spoons, too?
I didn't think a man of your obvious intelligence would stoop to mockery.
I'm not mocking. I've had personal experience of the power of the mind. I used to get ignored at parties until I read a book that changed my life.
Really? What was it called?
Hypnotism for Fun and Profit. He looked at me as if I'd farted at a funeral.
The power of mesmerism is a rare gift, not a party trick.
Hey, so buddy. Music Sting certainly thought so. This guy is fascinatingly batshit. But I like that he said George had obvious intelligence. I'm not so sure that's so obvious.
You're not going to try any of that psychic interrogation on me, are you?
Hell
Do
yeah.
you find the thought of my probing distasteful?
Yes.
Let's just say I'd rather you didn't. I've got more doubts than Doubting Thomas when it comes to mysticism.
Too bad. I think you would make an interesting subject under controlled regression.
The day I let anyone mess with my mind hasn't dawned yet. Would you care to shake my hand, Inspector?
Please don't be offended if I decline your offer, Stobard. The palms of my hands are particularly sensitive.
He is Satan.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No.
It's the face of a killer.
The man who bombed the cafe?
The photograph was taken soon after the explosion. He'd escaped through the sewers, leaving a trail of clues behind him.
Circumstantial evidence, Stobard. None of it proves a thing.
Man, George, you're so weird.
So long, Inspector.
He has to say, this is a do you recognize this photograph? People are like, no. He has to be so dramatic. He's like, it's a killer. This guy's a murdering clown. Everyone must know his face. Alright, come along, George. Let's go to Hotel Ubu. Nice flags. Oh, goodness. These guys aren't, suspicious at all. Hello?
Excuse me.
Yes?
Do you know a man by the name of Khan?
No, I don't.
It's very important I get to see him, and...
I told you, I don't know it.
Alright.
I'm looking for a clown.
Are you trying to be funny?
No, I really am looking for a clown.
There are no clowns here except you.
That's fair.
Have you heard of a guy called Plantar?
No, that name means nothing to me.
Do you recognize the guy in this photograph?
No, I never saw him.
Will you shake my hand?
Are you joking? Who knows where it has been?
I'm gonna do that to everyone, just to see all the reasons they declined to shake my hand.
Forget it.
Alright, hey buddy.
Excuse me.
Yeah?
I do absolutely remember, by the way, that I'm gonna have to go in here and sneak up at some point. And it's totally gonna work on someone.
Shake my hand.
Nah.
Oh, rats.
I guess just like, no. No. No.
Do you happen to know a guy named Khan?
That ain't nobody I know.
I'm sorry to be a burden on your brain.
George, don't be mean.
You ever meet a guy called Plantow?
No, I ain't.
You missed your chance. If you're quick, you'll catch him at the coroner's.
I really should
Have you seen a guy dressed as a clown?
No, I ain't. Don't tell me I missed him. Oh, that's too bad. I love the clowns, don't you?
Not really.
I've seen daytime television that was funnier.
I love it when the little guys get hyped.
That figures.
Custard pies, hose pipe down the pants, then smack! A plank in the kisser.
You're slightly weird, mate.
See you later.
Not if you see me first.
Doesn't make any sense. They're totally not henchmen. They're totally not henchmen. He just shrugged. He's just like, I can't read it. You can't see. That's not a texture that's readable. Hi. Can I interrupt your piano playing?
Well, hello. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for a man.
You disappoint me, my dear. For one foolish moment I thought, but never mind. Aren't you going to tell me your name?
George. George Stobart, ma'am.
How sweet!
Oh, goodness.
I once had a stable boy called George. I am Lady Piermont. The common reaction is to kneel and stutter, but it's not obligatory.
A real lady? I mean, you're an honest-to-God aristocrat?
Oh, I don't know about that. Few of my ancestors were honest, not even God.
That's fair.
I can trace my family back to the Normans, but don't let that intimidate you, George. Beneath that impressive pedigree, I'm just flesh and blood. The blood may be blue, but the flesh is the plump beef of old England, so to speak. You appear distracted, George. Is there any way I can help you?
Oh, she's so very English. Oh dear. Well, it's true to life that he is impressed by her being aristocracy. It's a thing I've found amongst Americans.
I'm looking for a murderer.
Good heavens! You're a private detective.
No.
That's correct, ma'am.
What's the term you Americans use?
He just lies!
It's on the tip of my tongue.
He's such a
I believe
liar.
what you're thinking of is Dick.
Precisely.
God, you are such a liar.
Have you come across a man who calls himself Khan?
I am familiar with only one person named Khan.
Genghis Khan, the legendary Mongol barbarian chieftain?
No, darling. Kevin.
Kevin Khan? I never heard of him.
I'd be most surprised if you had, darling. He's a pharmacist in Hemel Hempstead. Organises fundraising for the Rotarians. Lovely man.
Does he have a scar on his cheek?
I really wouldn't know, sweetie.
Did you know there's a gangster out front?
What makes you think he's a gangster?
The Italian suit and the bulge in his pocket?
I know plenty of men with Italian suits and bulges in their pockets. That doesn't necessarily make them gangsters.
I mean, those guys outside are definitely gangsters. And you are correct, Rudsky. He is a dick, just not a gumshoe.
Are you here in Paris on vacation?
No, darling, I'm on holiday. I needed to get away after Algy's funeral.
I didn't realize you were mourning the loss of a loved one.
I'm not. He was my husband.
Woo, woo.
I'm sorry to hear about your husband's death.
She's not.
You wouldn't be if you knew him, my dear. It gave me the opportunity to take a well-deserved holiday. Daphne suggested a change of scenery. Paris, she said. The wild romance is just what you need to take your mind off the inquest. Well, the closest I came to romance was being wooed by a drunken Breton chef. I must say I was disappointed with his coq au vin. Not at all what I was expecting.
I forgot how rude this game is.
Short, packing my bags and heading back to Hemel Hempstead. That was until last night.
This game is rude.
What happened to you last night?
I was stricken, Mr. Stobart. Cupid's arrow has cleft my bosom.
They couldn't really miss.
It was just as I'd always imagined it should be. The intimacy of candlelight, romantic music tinkling across the room, and then a stranger's glance. Those brooding eyes, that suave manner, those tight trousers. He was the man I'd been waiting for all my life.
I'm glad he finally turned up after all these years.
Ah, but it wasn't to be. He was merely toying with my affections.
Alas.
And if I ever catch up with him, he's dead.
Woo! I like this lady.
Who was the guy who led you on?
His name is Merlin.
Merlin? Merlin. Merlin.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
My God, it's him! That's Merlin.
She represented everything I loved about the English. The lady was totally deranged.
Hell yeah.
Merlin? You mean King Arthur's wizard?
Good heavens, no! Monsieur Merlin is a fellow guest. He's the man I've been telling you about. That's the man who spurned me.
Okay.
The man you know as Merlin is a fake.
What do you mean, sweetie?
He's a murderer. He also uses the name Khan.
I am shocked, Mr. Stobart. Shaken. I took him to be a gentleman, a man of honor. Do you know, I'd rather like to assist you in stitching him up.
All right.
When did you last see Merlin?
It was no more than an hour ago. He came downstairs and spoke to that clerk chappie. Something passed hands. I couldn't see what exactly.
A briefcase?
No, smaller than that. A bundle of papers, perhaps. The clerk put it in the hotel safe and Merlin went out.
Okay.
Are you sure you saw Merlin putting documents in the safe?
Yes, darling, positive.
I wonder what they were.
Obviously something of great importance.
That's true.
Yeah. I'd sure like to get my hands on whatever it is. I'll bet they had something to do with Plantow's briefcase.
I'm sure it doesn't.
I have to go, ma'am.
I could talk again, but I'm pretty sure I have to get something before that's gonna help me. So I'm gonna talk to this guy, and then there's a clerk over here, if I remember rightly.
Excuse me. Didn't I see your picture in the news?
Did we?
You're that Nobel Prize winner from some unpronounceable Eastern European
That was
state.
mentioned in the newspaper at the start of the game.
Yes, that is me, in person.
I don't want to worry you, but have you had any threats on your life? You know, mysterious phone calls, letters made up of headlines cut from the newspaper.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, that's fair.
Do you know a guy called Plantow?
I don't know anybody in Paris.
Oh, well, this guy's dead anyhow.
Why do you ask me about dead men?
Why wouldn't I ask you about dead men?
I have seen enough of death to last me a lifetime.
I'm, sure you have. Have you seen a clown?
I beg your pardon?
The clown. A guy in funny pants.
A clown.
Have you seen him?
Clown.
My pants are from India.
No, not your trousers.
Spencer.
Ah, Marks
they
and
are a
Spencer's.
pleasure and a comfort to wear, with much support.
I'm real glad to hear that. You know, it's good to know you Nobel Prize winners are human too.
In my country, the people make do with string and egg cartoons.
For pants?
For everything. Oppression is the mother of ingenuity.
I'm not sure that's true, but shake my
May I
hand.
shake you by the hand?
I do not shake the hands of imperialist dogs.
Woo!
Now, that's a real bad attitude problem you've got there.
Ah, George, he's totally right. I do not shake the hands of imperialist dogs either. Yeah, Marks and Sparks mentioned in this game.
Thanks for your help.
Goodbye.
Marks and Spencers may not actually exist for much longer. They're not doing very well. I'm sure there is... Marks and Spencers is still around. I still get clothes from there. Mostly, functional stuff. I really like a lot of their fashiony stuff.
I want some information.
And earplugs.
Who are you? The police?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I'm
I should
conducting
totally
a
show him the
private
picture.
investigation.
Ah, I know only too well what you mean. That is one of the drawbacks of the catering business. When people book into an hotel, they leave their morals at home, no?
Oh no, Marks is still kicking. It's in trouble. There's actually a TV program on at the minute about like its failings because it is doing quite disastrously. But then a lot of them are. Debenhams is going down as well. Alright, safe.
I'd like to retrieve something from your safe.
Ah, oui, monsieur. May I see some form of identification?
No.
Like what?
A driving license, perhaps?
I don't drive.
Your passport?
I don't have it with me. I could show you my operation scar.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I must have some form of unique ID.
You won't find a more unique ID than my scar.
I'm sorry. I must insist on a more traditional identification. Rats.
You know, my mom had real trouble before she got her passport. Like, literally a couple of months ago, because she had no form of photo ID. She couldn't actually get a phone contract. It's a problem. Shake my hand.
Shake my hand.
I'd rather not, monsieur. I'm still sore from the shock administered by one of the guests.
Oh.
He was secretly concealing an electrical device in the palm of his hand. Practical jokes are so puerile, don't you think?
Sure.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I totally wasn't gonna do that to you.
Do you know a man named Plantow?
No, monsieur.
I guess not. I'm gonna ask him about the clown. He won't see.
Thanks for your help, buddy.
Oh, I might actually. I'll do the photo. I'll do the
What
photo with
now,
the Nobel
monsieur?
Prize winner as well. But
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Yes, monsieur. That man is one of our guests.
What name?
I cannot tell you that.
yeah, you can.
Thanks for your help, buddy.
Alright, that's it there, the key. I need that, but he stops me from taking it.
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
Excusez-moi.
What?
You are trying to steal that key, no?
No way.
Oh dear, cutting your knee open in the Marks, that is terrible. And Marks is still around, it's closing a bunch of stores, I think, now. Alright, yeah, show this guy the photo, and then I think...
Hello
talk
again.
to her again.
Do you recognize this man? He calls himself Khan.
Yes,
Merlin.
I know this man. Why do you carry his photograph?
Because he's
I'm
a
a
murderer.
private detective.
Oh my god, we are such a liar.
What's your interest in Khan?
He is an enemy of my people.
Ooh.
You know he's a killer.
Of course, amongst other things.
Okay, this guy's interesting, alright.
Would you help me investigate Khan?
That is not possible. My instructions are to observe. I cannot jeopardize my position as an honored guest of this country's government.
That's fair. That's fair.
Thanks for your help.
Goodbye.
Alright, but she's gonna help me. I think now I get an option for her to help me out. This part of the game is
Hi, ma'am.
fairly linear.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
There we go, yes, there's a key option.
Would you distract the clerk while I borrow a key?
Are you asking me to aid you in a criminal act, darling?
Hell
I
yeah.
guess I am.
Good heavens, I must be dreaming.
I don't think so, ma'am.
Now tell me, why do you want to get into that room?
I'm hoping it's the key to Merlin's room.
Well, how can I refuse? I shouldn't think my feminine charms would be much use in this case. But a good dose of English arrogance might do the trick.
Hell yeah. There we go.
I say! You there? Flunky!
Oui, madame.
Listen carefully. You do understand English, don't you?
But of course, madame.
Good. I wish to deposit some jewellery for safekeeping.
I understand.
Are you quite certain?
Oh, bien sûr, madame.
Over to you, my dear.
Doink. Up we go. Run away. George, run. Don't walk, run. Stole the key. You have to go. I actually have no idea which door it is, so let's just try them until
the door was locked.
Oh, okay. I have to... The door.
Maybe it wasn't the right room, but this was the right key.
Alright. Okay, it's not the right room. I think we have to go out the window. George is just so dramatic.
There was nothing in the wardrobe apart from a vague, lingering smell of camphor.
I love camphor. I think we just go straight out the window. I'm pretty sure there's nothing in this room. It's just an empty. We're gonna go out the window and along. I will save when we get out the window. Can actually die in this game, not in the remake. Interestingly enough, but you can die in this version. Not entirely sure when. I think it's mostly scripted. Events where if you don't do them fast enough, you die. It's been a while. Let's go in that window. But yes, you can actually die in this game. Is his room? Is this not his room?
The bed was freshly made, and the crisp white sheets told me nothing about the killer's habits.
Except he likes a well-made bed? Ah!
There was nothing in the pockets of the pants.
Boo. Alright, nothing in the pocket of his pants. See if I can open the door. Ooh. Uh-oh.
I had the kind of feeling in my stomach that would usually send me running to the bathroom.
Under the bed, under the bed. I don't think the cupboard's a good idea. Yeah? Alright, turns out this guy's not very observant. Nice, some eyebrow, dude. Thank God he changed, because that purple jacket with those green trousers, total fashion clash. But now there's some clown pants on the bed. Pick these trousers clean.
I couldn't believe my luck when I found two items in the pockets of the pants.
Two?
The first was an ordinary matchbook. No matches, no clues. The second was a pass card which read, Thomas Merlin, Gruber Electronics Corporation.
Well, there are 5 Broken Sword games, and this is the first of them. First of 5 Broken Swords. I don't know who broke the swords and why. I don't in fact know if there is a broken sword in this game. Why is this game called Broken Sword? I guess we'll find out. This game is slightly weird about its ordering of inventory. It doesn't go in any, like, chronological order. It doesn't seem to be alphabetical either, it's just slightly strange.
It was the card I'd found in the hotel bedroom. It read, Thomas Merlin, Gruber Electronics Corporation.
He's Merlin.
The matchbook bore a pattern of swirling color and the words, Club Alamut.
Alamut, huh? Alright, I don't think there's anything else in this room. I think it is just the pants. Interact with that. I think that's it.
The assassin had been too smart to leave incriminating evidence beside his bed.
That assassin is too smart. He's one smart cookie. It's Merlin. Not Merlin. It's Merlin. Merlin. Alright, down we go. Alright, let's talk to her. Let's thank her for helping us out. Thanks for the assist, lady.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
I've got more shit to show you.
I found this pass in Merlin's room.
So, that deceitful little man is passing himself off as an electrician, is he?
Uh-huh. This guy probably has a million faces.
Probably. Ooh, I guess, I know what to do.
Ma'am.
I now have a pass card, which I guess is a passport? That must be ID, so... I think I have to talk to him and then... Rather than using items on people, you talk to them and then use items.
Does this pass mean anything to you?
That is Monsieur Merlin's property.
That's right. Merlin the
my
murderer. I want to see what he's left in your safe.
Impossible. I cannot betray his confidence, no matter what you say he's done.
You're making a big mistake.
Maybe. I can live with that.
Thanks for your help, buddy.
Okay, now I think I can recruit the lady. Let's get her again. You know, she worked so well the last time. Come on, lady, help us out here.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
Hello, George.
Would you like to keep Merlin's pass as a memento?
No, darling. My broken heart is reminder enough.
I showed the pass to the clerk.
There we
He'd
go.
give me Merlin's papers, but he wouldn't buy it. He's too scared.
I'll give him something to be scared of.
Yeah.
Hi, George.
See, she's very helpful.
Did you place a package from Merlin in the hotel safe?
I did, madame.
And did my friend here show you Merlin's identification?
Indeed he did, but...
What's the problem?
He isn't Merlin.
A mere academic detail. Give him the package.
Give him the package.
But that is against the law.
I happen to be a justice of the peace, you silly man. I am the law. If he tries anything...
Yeah, that's definitely not true.
My pleasure, Lady Piermont.
One moment, please.
Woo, this lady has balls of steel. Woo!
You know, I haven't enjoyed myself this much since Greenham Common.
I don't know what I would have done without you, Lady Piermont.
Can we play this lady instead of George? She's way
Voilà,
better.
monsieur. Le manuscrit de Monsieur Merlin.
Thanks.
How satisfying. An Anglo-American alliance that actually worked.
The clerk had given me a tightly rolled sheet of parchment. I decided not to unroll it until I was safely back in Nico's apartment.
I'm an Anglo-American alliance that's working. Bye, clerk, you shitface. Alright, I believe... I'm gonna save here, but I believe the game doesn't let you leave with the parchment. Because those goons are outside and will stop me from... It will go, no, these guys will get it if I leave, I think. Or maybe they will just steal it from me, let's find out.
Just a minute, monsieur.
What's your problem?
No problem, if you cooperate.
What do you want?
Just a routine security check, nothing to worry yourself about.
Oh, well, alright.
Search him, Flap.
Uh-oh.
You bet.
Hey, knock it off. Get off, you big ape.
Is this what you're after, Guido?
See, that's it.
I can explain everything. Well, almost everything.
You can explain nothing,
You're
George.
on your way to feed the fishes.
I'm allergic to fish. I break out in blotches when I eat tuna.
Let's go.
Whoop! Alright, death number 1! Alright. There we go. So yeah, as I said earlier, we can die in this game. I think the remake you can't. I think the remake changed it so you actually cannot die. There's a fly in here that's driving me a little bit batty. Off, mate. Yeah, so, yeah. Save copiously if you're playing the original version. If you're playing, the remake, you don't have to worry about dying, I believe. Anyway... Store is how this game says load. So I think... we're gonna have to go up and out the window. And I think I wonder if we can just open this door? Let's open this door.
The door was locked.
Ah, so the remake has a retry button that just goes before you mess up.
The door was locked.
Oh, it's locked. I meant to use the key on it. That seems like the easiest way to implement, you can't mess yourself up thing. The remake just lets you retry, and in this one, if you die, go back to your last save or start the game over again. Oh goodness, this music is dramatic.
I knew this was no way to treat an ancient manuscript, but I couldn't let it fall into the hands of the goons waiting outside.
Goodbye! Oh man, it would if it fell into that sewer, that would be funny. Right down the grate. Alright, now we can go outside without getting lead shoes. And we go and pick up the parchment. Gonna frisk me.
Just a minute, monsieur.
What's your problem?
No problem, if you cooperate.
What do you want?
Just a routine security check, nothing to worry yourself
You're gonna feel me up a little bit.
Well, alright.
Search him, Flap.
You bet.
Just, you know, quick pat down.
Hey, knock it off. Get off, you big ape.
This goes the same, except he doesn't find any parchment.
Nothing, Guido. Zilch.
Our apologies, monsieur.
What?
I wonder if they've...
I had to report you to the authorities.
Round here, we are the authorities.
You want I should break his arms?
No. Let him go, Flap.
Let him go, Flap. Alright, let's go to the alley.
If the manuscript was what Flap and Greedo were after, they were going to be disappointed.
Yeah, I threw it down an alley.
Wait to get back to Nico's apartment and check it out.
Love ancient manuscripts. Oh good, it takes me there automatically.
You're just not going to believe what I've found.
It's not another part of the clown's costume, is it?
No. Yes.
It's a medieval manuscript. Khan left it in the safe at the Ubu.
It's incredible. Is this what he took from Plantark?
It could be, which means it's worth enough to kill for.
Yeah, I guess so. God, he's so dramatic.
Look there, two guys on the same horse.
Oh yeah. Maybe they couldn't afford one each. What of it?
Have you ever heard of the Knights Templar? Their official seal was an image of two knights sharing a horse.
Alright, Knights Templar.
This manuscript means it's connected with the Templars.
How come you know about these knights?
I learned about them while writing an article on the Crusades.
This may or may not have been before Templars blew up.
The Payan arrived one day at the court of King of Jerusalem. He offered to protect the Christian pilgrims from the displaced Muslim armies. The king would be able to guarantee safe transit to Christians in the Holy Land. Safer journeys meant more pilgrims, and pilgrims meant trade and wealth. The Templars proved invaluable to the king as a mercenary army. It was said that they never asked how many the enemy numbered, just where they were. And as the years went by, the Templars grew in wealth and numbers. They were so rich, even kings came to them for loans. But at the height of their power, they fell foul of the King of France. He rounded them up and turned them over to the Inquisition. Thousands of Templars were subject to torture and confessed to heresy. Of course, at the hands of the Inquisition, there wasn't much they wouldn't confess to. The last Grand Master Jacques de Molay was burned alive. But the treasure of the Knights Templar was never found.
Nice story.
Jeez. So the treasure is hidden, waiting to be discovered?
If there ever was a treasure, it's been lost for 600 years. Anyway, we're supposed to be investigating a serial killer, not a medieval treasure trove.
But maybe that's what the clown and his accomplices are after. Maybe this manuscript is the key.
You'd better leave it here for safekeeping. Think about it, George. One guy's already died for it, as you said yourself.
I did.
Besides, that parchment is fragile.
Okay, I'm convinced. You keep hold of it.
Yeah, we kind of died for this manuscript, and yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I get a feeling this was before Templars as a plot device was reached. And I think that trend very much didn't start with Dan Brown, but he definitely made the Knights Templar really big as a sort of random ye olde thing that could have treasure. So certainly there was definitely Templars in popular culture before this game, but I don't think there was so much of a saturation of.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Let's face it, we need help, George. Someone who knows about these things.
Who do you suggest? Indiana Jones?
I know a guy who specializes in medieval studies. His name is Lobino.
Huh. Some stuffy old fossil who gets horny over ancient relics, I suppose.
George!
Far from it. Andre isn't the stereotypical professor you have in mind.
Yeah, George.
Where can I find this Lobino guy?
At the Krone Museum. I'll give you the address.
And yeah, it is in the title, though as I said at the start of the stream, this game was called Circle of Blood in the USA. Goodness knows why. Oh, let's have a look at all these parchment.
There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces.
She reminds me of the wicked queen in Snow White.
She was the one who said, "Mirror, mirror on the wall," wasn't she? She made me cry so much when I was a kid, Mom carried me out of the movie theater.
She didn't frighten me in the least.
Like I said, I was only a kid. I didn't like the crocodile in Peter Pan either.
As I said before, Nico and George are the protagonists of pretty much the entire Broken Sword series, so... it doesn't mean she isn't gonna do a traitor, but unlikely.
A knight with a crystal ball. Now, there's something written on the scroll beside the knight.
Yes, but it's written in Latin. Per disciplinam mea lux videbis.
By my teachings, you will see the light.
You speak Latin? Where did you learn a trick like that?
A trick? I studied law, okay? I can read Latin.
My, you're touchy. Tell me that again.
Through my teachings, you will be enlightened.
Okay, apparently George studied law. I don't think he's a lawyer. But he knows law, so he knows Latin. That's something to know about our friend George.
There's a guy working on a loom. He's weaving a carpet or a tapestry.
Or a duvet cover.
I doubt
It's a clue to a place, I reckon. Somewhere famed for weaving and ships.
Where folk live in barrels?
It beats copper boxes.
My mum knows Latin, but then she grew up in a time where Latin was taught in UK schools.
There's a guy with a sword and a bull.
The only mythological bull I know of is the Minotaur, but he was only half bull.
I don't think I'd like to be half a bull, even if it was the bottom half.
What's that object between them?
It looks like a gem on top of a tripod.
Right. Alright, I guess we go see this professor. We can talk to the clown.
What are you doing to help trace the killer clown?
Research, George.
Yeah? You have a copy of the clown's yearbook?
George!
I have a telephone and lots of contacts.
Oh, well, did you find anything useful?
Not yet. I'm employing my first and most useful weapon.
What's that?
Patience.
Oh, I've heard of that. Isn't it a substitute for decisive thinking?
George, you're such a dick!
Have you found out any more about the murders?
Well, it may be nothing, but both the clown's victims visited Paris earlier this year.
When?
The second week of July. They were both here at the same time.
Did they meet?
I don't know, but I can't imagine it was coincidence.
Yeah, neither can I. That sounds...
Maybe I'll check out the Kroon Museum.
Yeah, let's
I'm
go to the
sure
museum.
you'll find it useful, George.
Come on, George, let's go to the museum. Music sting! The museum. Maybe one day I'll get 10 francs and be able to pay that lady for a fortune. Alright, museum. Oh, nice museum. The window over there. I think I'm just gonna go inside. Hello? Oh, ooh. Oh, that's a tripod. I think we just heard about one of those.
In the case was a spindly tripod, blackened with age and pitted with rust. It was identical to the tripod pictured on the manuscript. A notice identified it as 15th century from Western Ireland. It had been found in Loch Marne at the site of a Knights Templar preceptory. Ireland!
What's that?
This tripod was found in Ireland.
I will have to ask you to keep your voice down.
I'm sorry, I was excited.
Yeah, these graphics are really fancy. I think they hold up pretty well. The remake has, I think the remake just sort of HD'd them a little bit. I think they work pretty well.
Oui, monsieur?
Are you Lobineau?
Oh, no. Fancy you mistaking me for...
Clearly a guard.
No. I am the deputy custodian.
But Lobineau does work here.
Work? I wouldn't go so far as to call it that. He studies here most days, but as you can see for yourself, not today.
Alright, not today. Alright, bunny. I think that that's Templar. I think if I ask what that, it'll ask what Templar.
Do you know anything about the Knights of the Temple?
No, sir. Not a sausage.
That's fair.
Can you give me any further information about the tripod?
Certainly, monsieur. It's infamous. That tripod, that belonged to John Dee.
John Dee? Who's John Dee?
What's the importance of John Dee's tripod?
Dee was the most famous escapologist of the 16th century. The Houdini of his time.
Don't you mean alchemist? Escapologists use ropes, chains, and handcuffs, not tripods.
Well, whatever he was, that is the tripod he used in his experiments.
Yeah, this guy doesn't know very much, does he?
What kind of experiments did John Dee perform with his tripod?
Oh, the usual. Didn't you study chemistry at school?
Well...
but we skipped over thaumatology.
I studied chemistry at a much higher level than you're an idiot.
Can I take a closer look at the tripod?
No.
What? Get it out of the case? Ah, no.
No.
That tripod is protected by a sophisticated surveillance system.
How sophisticated?
A painfully loud alarm bell.
Alright, ooh, alarm.
How is the alarm bell triggered?
By the slightest pressure on or movement of any part of the case wherein that tripod is situated.
Thanks for the info, dude.
It strikes me that to call your alarm system sophisticated is, well, stretching the truth a little.
God, you're so mean.
It has never failed yet. The sophistication is in its simplicity.
Yes, but yes, not a very sophisticated
The
alarm
sign on the
system.
tripod says it was found at a Templar preceptory.
It does?
Yeah. It doesn't mention John Dee at all.
Most remiss.
You don't know anything about the tripod, do you?
Nope.
No, I don't. I never had much of a start in life, you see. I owe what little education I gained to my uncle. He was an optician, but he also doubled as the village school teacher. He taught me the alphabet. Wait, 19 letters of it. The bottom row of the chart was too small even for him to read. So he left them out.
Why don't you start over and enroll for adult education?
You know, I never thought of that. Do you think if I studied hard and did all my homework, I could be a professor of history?
Yes.
At your age? Dream
George! George, you totally could.
Do you know anything about medieval manuscripts?
No.
Not me, monsieur. I am no scholar, though people often mistake me for one. It is the uniform, I guess. They see the clothes. They are impressed.
And they ask you to park their cars?
They ask me to park the... No. They assume I am an authority on the exhibits in my care.
Well, we kind of did.
Whereas you know next to nothing about history.
Of course not. All I am saying is, I am no scholar. Not like Monsieur Lobineau.
There's Mr. Lobineau.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur. Is there any reason
Are we
why
going
I
to tell him
should?
that he's a
I
killer
guess not.
clown? Ooh,
Would
shake
you
my
like
hand.
to shake my hand?
Not while I'm on duty, monsieur.
No one is ever going to shake my hand.
Thanks for your help.
Alright. I believe this tripod is the important part here, but let's not be remiss.
I tried to raise the glass cover of the case, but it didn't budge.
Why are you trying to steal the exhibits, George?
Watch out! You would have that done on top of us!
George, stop touching
An object
things.
as rare and beautiful as that would have been the act of a barbarian.
It doesn't seem to stop you from touching everything else, George. John Dee. George, stop touching things.
Leave it alone. That closet is over 3,000 years old.
He is gonna throw us out and he has every right to.
Closet?
Stop touching it.
Sarcophagus.
You know what it is? Stop touching it. Oh,
I was
George.
no desecrator of tombs.
Really? You could have fooled me, buddy. I think we also, we got a new
I tried to
location.
sneak my hand inside while the guard wasn't looking, but the case was locked.
My god, George is a thief. He's a thief!
tripod was definitely the one on the manuscript. The Templar connection confirmed it.
Oh, that music's loud.
To go to Ireland to check it out.
Well, let's look at this window, and then we'll go to Ireland. And then I will end the stream, because that seems like a pretty good place to end it. Let's go to Ireland.
I considered smashing my fist through
What?
the pane, wrenching open the window, and vaulting triumphantly into the building. Then I thought, no, that's dumb. Besides, I might get hurt.
Right, George, that seems kind of dumb. Let's go to Ireland, George. It's a quick flight from Paris. Sure, it'll take no time at all. I guess back in '96 it was actually relatively easy to get on a plane and go to a different country. Ooh, looks like I'm gonna get to all over Europe at some point. These are definitely stereotypes right here. I mean, that one's accurate. Admittedly. Alright, let's go to Ireland. On a bus, apparently.
Several hours later, I arrived in Ireland, the Emerald Isle. I'd been lucky to get a bus from Dublin to the tiny village of Lochmarne. On the way out, the driver told me there was only one service a day.
I guess I'm stuck here then. Alright. Alright, let's save. Ireland. Alright, everyone. Thanks for coming. This is the start of Broken Sword 1, Shadow of the Templar. I will be back, thankfully actually now Point and Click Wednesday should be every week because I have moved to America and I'm no longer spending every third week with my parents, so... tune in next week for more Broken Sword 1. Like I said, I'm planning on showing the extra scenes from the director's cut. I'm hoping I can do that, like... do the game in between streams. The first one's easy because it's right at the start of the game. So I'll show that and then get back to this. Just so what extra content's there without sort of breaking the flow so much of this part of the game. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Tomorrow we're back with more Fire Emblem 9. I'm not sure about Fast Friday. We'll have to see if it's going to be a different time or if it's going to be on altogether. But hopefully we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks everyone for coming. And thanks to the resub, History's Greatest Monster. Bye everyone.